Alright, hello everyone. We're exploring this really nice ancient road. This is the road from Turku to Hämeenlinna called Härkätie. That means the bull road to Hämeenlinna. This used to be sort of like a really main road in Finland, probably way over 1,000 years old, and today of course it's paved, but I find the path it's taking, it's quite interesting. It's a nice road, and today we're gonna go ride it. At this point we're not in Turku where it starts. We're probably, I don't know, 50 kilometers from there, and we probably have 100 kilometers to go to Hämeenlinna. So I'm gonna take you together with me on that ride. So let's go. The clouds don't look very promising, but I really wish I won't get any water, any rain down on me today. So, as I looked at on the map, this road actually follows rivers basically all along, or most of the way. It goes through the fields here, and who knows how old these fields are as well. But the path is following one river or another. Right now it's beginning of September. There's still some farmers on the fields sowing not sowing, collecting the wheat, whatever. There's another bike. Say hello. So it's going to be a bit of a navigation as well to go on this route, because actually today in this modern day and age, so many new roads have been built all over, which crisscross this old road, and this doesn't follow necessarily in every place the old path. So I gotta try to find it, sort of. The number of the road is changing some ways, but at least I have some indication from those road numbers. I looked them up in advance. So let's see. There was a really old looking creek there. This is Marttila. Just gonna go through here. Hopefully so I'm navigating with my mobile phone. It's on the tank here, and I have Waze on it. The Waze is not allowing me sort of to pick this road. It's suggesting all the time sort of some bigger roads, and I gotta be vigilant to find out like where the intersections are, where I actually need to deviate from what Waze is saying. Yeah, there's a lot of tractors on the road. There's one girl on driving that tractor there. The whole family is working. So there's definitely work on there. A few horses on the field. I have to say, I mean, this road, to me, it sort of has some anything. Well, let's say like anything ancient has some magic to it. It's just the feeling of like going on the path of your ancestors, basically. To know that people have been traveling this road, like here in this case, this road, for such a long time. Like before the modern times, this was like for hundreds and hundreds of, maybe even 1,000 years or something. Who knows? I mean, the cities that exist, like Turku. Turku has a castle, and it has a cathedral church, and basically, like both of those were built sometimes in the year 1200, something like 1200 and something. But that's not the starting point of that city. A little bit of the same thing with Hämeenlinna. It has a castle that's not so old. I don't know when it was built, 1400 perhaps, or something like that. But the town is sort of in the cross section or the cross intersection of many trade routes, and there's waterways. So likely the habitation is sort of like, I'm sure, thousands of years old in these locations. Like Turku is at the Aurajoki, which is Aura River, that goes down into the sea. It has really good ways to transport things and so on. So likely there has been habitation there for probably thousands of years. So in Finland itself, the earliest signs of habitation are from somewhere 8,000 to 10,000 years ago, and then there's a few places that are like way much older than that. But let's say that archaeological finds that can be, dated, those go back somewhere like 8 to 10,000 years, the oldest ones. So it's and basically it's always been the same people who live here. It's not like it's been overtaken and replaced by another people or something like that. But it's the same Finnish people that have been living here for that whole time. So this route, who knows like how long this has been traveled. So last ride I took, which you can see the video I made about that, I drove on the road on this Hämeen-Härkätie for a bit during that ride, and really impressed me. So I thought that I gotta find a nice, just a route to go on a longer stretch of this Hämeen-Härkätie, and that's what we're doing today. So far there's like basically no traffic. It's Saturday afternoon, so apart from few farmers, basically there's not much going on. And there's a bigger road, like a few hundred meters. I can just barely see it across the field there. That's the modern highway or bigger road from Turku to Hämeenlinna. Anybody who drives anywhere would want to go there instead of this old route. So I'm hoping we're not going to be meeting any police vehicles either, so I can sort of ride without any stress. Old farmhouses, that's an old farmhouse. There's some big factories over there. Right now we're just going through these fields. For a while I suspect that this is what it would be looking like. There's no hills or up and downs, just lines down the Okay, now it tells me to go to the highway, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm following this route here. But from looking at the map on the mobile, it looks like it's going to be a quite nice winding road here. Yeah, like this. See? There's the river. Yeah, a bit carefully there. And that's another thing, that these rivers have been trade routes as well. There are all these some stories about Vikings coming over to Finland and trading over here, and also there's some stories about how they came over here to rob, raid. Okay. But the Vikings were coming over with their, not longboats, but they had their smaller boats, which were very shallow. They were rowing. They could have had hundreds and hundreds of those small ones. And they could use these very small rivers, basically, which are very shallow. Koski. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Looks good. Just checking the navigator there. So this road is not going straight by any means. I mean, looking on the map, it's really following this river, and right now we're going basically in the right direction towards Hämeenlinna, but pretty soon the road is going to take a sharp turn towards south and like 90 degrees, and that means we're basically for quite a while not progressing. But we're following another river, and then it's gonna be a while until we turn back toward Hämeenlinna. That's gonna be in Somero, Hämeen Härkätie. And I'm gonna be interested to see, like, there's some museum types of things along the way here, which like are really old and sort of were waypoints for travelers. The city of Somero, which I mentioned, is actually the halfway point of this Hämeen Härkätie from Turku to Hämeenlinna. And so that has been, like, before it was established as a city, Somero, it was, I'm sure it has been like an important trading point and some kind of a town for much longer time. I have no idea when Somero was established, but a river, okay, a little bit of a waterfall type of thing there. More tractors. Intersection, and it's turning right. Let's hope we get some. Yeah, okay, this is the main road anyway. We're coming into the fall time, and one thing here in Finland is that there are moose in the woods, and they have calves, and they're moving around, and especially when it comes in evening time, they're moving around more. And when they're crossing a road like this, they want to get back, they want to get across like really quickly. So basically what they do is they jump on the road. And for a motorcycle like this, that's not an ideal situation. Even with a car, when people hit them with cars, it's a serious situation. Moose can weigh 300-400 kilos or something, and when it's standing on its legs, basically the car goes underneath the moose, and the whole moose body comes through the windshield. Then there are smaller deer, and they have been becoming more populous, and so there's a lot of them as well. I would imagine this road to be something that bikers in Finland would like to go on. So that was basically the first bike now that I've seen on this road here. Of course it's becoming cooler, what, like 12, 13 degrees. And it's not like you have to, you know, be liking biking to be really wanting to go out anymore, but you know, it's not cold by any means. And it's just a question of gear. So I'm gonna be riding for some time yet still, before the winter comes. Wow, nice, that was nice. Lightened up the bike a bit. I couldn't see over the crest, but it was really nice. This is nice. There's trees planted on the side of the road. Nice, nice. There's a, yeah, like nice farmhouse, like a big one. Another one. So there's old farmhouses, like, well, there's sort of like a lake there. Yeah, that's like a narrow, very narrow, long lake. We're crossing over here this small isthmus, and we're gonna find a road on the other side of the lake, which is gonna be following down. Now we're basically turning towards east, basically. Somero 13 kilometers. Yeah, like this has been the main artery for such a long time that okay, oop. And okay, there's something going on. There's Saturday night dances or something local. So I'm not like at all surprised that there would be like really old farms around here. Straight. The waterways are on our right side there. 100 meters. Yeah. Kill off some speed there. Didn't know how narrow tide this was gonna get. I just happened to watch a video on YouTube today about Viking swords in Finland. How like there are like a few hundred that have been found in the world, and most of them in Norway and Sweden, obviously. But Finland is like the third most, where most swords have been found, and it's not far behind from Norway or Sweden. And that's like there's the waterway that's winding down as well, and that's like really interesting. Why are there so many Viking swords all over Finland? Or not all over, let's say like the southern part. Actually this area. Hämeenlinna. So nobody knows. Were they made here? Which is totally possible. There's iron ore. I'm sure Finnish blacksmiths at that time would have been clever enough to know how to do them, how to make them. There was trade, they could have been brought over. There had been Roman coins, like Ottoman Empire coins, and so on, have been found in this region and around Finland. So there has been like active trade for like a few thousand years, couple of thousand years at least. So why wouldn't there be like foreign swords as well? Isn't this road nice? Look at this. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Such nice move. They don't make roads like they used to. And what's this factory? Some woodworking thing? Cement. Blocks. Yeah, HB betoni. That's concrete blocks. Okay, that means I gotta slow down a bit. There's the waterway. We've been following it all down, all the ways down. It expands into a wider lake just about here. factory. We're approaching Somero. I believe. Gotta stop and set another waypoint. The navigator point, the mobile ways. Stop right here. Really dark clouds. I hope we're not getting any water. So we continue straight. Somero. An old town itself. But I have no idea if there's something like an old section of the town. Actually, I suspect not. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're turning. Then we're turning left. Scare anybody, so let's let that car go. Hämeen härkätie. It's nice that even the local road is named Hämeen härkätie. Sign. Cycling is so fun when you can actually smell everything instantaneously. It's not like in a car where you get filtered air and it takes a while before any smells get into the car, if at all. Here you get them instantaneously, and there was some shit being spread on the fields, and nice fresh smell from that. Nice road, it's winding down nicely. Oop, yeah, saw that. Not in the best condition, I gotta say, but it's in the town and there's a lot of traffic in that part, so they don't redo these roads very often. In those places it gets worn down. Like here, but I can choose my spot and ride between the worst pieces. Yeah, we're going past you. Yeah, now we turn back towards Hämeenlinna, back towards north, basically. So, not following that river anymore. I wonder if there are others, or when we will see another one. This looks like we're going a little bit more into the woods now. There's a nice house. Nice, old, big, old farmhouse, I suspect. Or maybe, could it be a school as well? It's on a hill like that. Could be a farmhouse. It's old. The fields are huge. Or pretty bollards, let's say. It's not like American style huge. But anyway. So there has been some wealth creation during the centuries. There's an old farm there. I haven't talked about the bike, but I'm getting very used to the bike on the suspension handles. How I can go into the corners. And how I can come out of the corners. But I have to say that I really enjoy it. It doesn't feel like heavy at all. I'm enjoying this type of road. And then it's quite fast, so small twist, and I'm into pretty big numbers, like especially if I'm like then I want to be down behind the windscreen. The wind doesn't feel at all. It's just the bike just goes. It's quite a special feeling. That's an old house. I gotta say that first I had a little bit of hesitation about the Jamie's fork cartridges and how that was gonna improve anything, or like I'm
I knew it was going to, but how I was going to feel it. But I have to say that like the front is quite precise, let's say. So I'm enjoying it, and I think it's like a really good system, good solution. Of course, the carbon wheel does its own part. Okay. Now, can be careful to see where the real road goes, that the navigator doesn't propose anything other than that. But it's a nice winding road, I like this. And we're now on top of this hill, basically, following the top of the hill. It's been raining here, so the pavement is wet. Actually, looks like the rain was not a big one, because it was just between the trees that it was wet pavement. Let's try again. Dried up quite quickly. Same thing here. Still a bit wet here. I don't wanna try to push my luck on any wet pavement, so motorcycle, yeah. Alright guys, good. Nice. Have to love the lack of traffic. But I'm quite impressed with the size of the farms over here. I mean, it's not so typical. I mean, these are older farms and they're large. And the farms typically in Finland are small. Finland's been such a poor country ever. All the like, or let's say during the Viking era, they're saying that since they're finding so many swords and finding money caches and so on, that shows that there was some wealth in Finland, and it was not like less than, you know, comparably some other places, I guess. But since then, in the 1200 or 1200 and something, basically Sweden took over Finland, and that being like the colony of Sweden lasted until like 1813 or 1816 or something. What was it? 1816, I guess, or something, when Russia took over Finland and colonized, sort of. But then Finland was like an autonomous part of Russia and started to develop its own identity after hundreds and hundreds of years, 600 years of Swedish rule. So when you're the colony of somebody, you're not creating and collecting your own wealth. You're a slave, basically. You're working for somebody else. And that's some ways to catch up. And okay, we're going straight. Helsinki, Pori. Don't get the gears in very nicely. I don't know why. When I'm like downshifting, gotta pull up the clutch, and then I can get a new gear in. Like in that situation where I'm coming to a full stop. Hämeen Härkätie. Yeah, but basically that's the reason the families or farmers couldn't basically, they were taxed to death by the Swedes. Say like that's how it was. And the reason this road is called Härkätie, Bull Road, I heard or read someplace that the reason is that the Swedish army was, King's army was fighting wars in the Baltic states and Poland, and even in the Crimean War, and all over, and for centuries. And they came over here to Finland, to their colony, to conscript, basically forcefully, force men into their army. And the men had, it was like taxation. So they had to, a farm had to put up a soldier with all the gear, and then they confiscated the horses. So basically they did that so much that there were no horses left, none, by the civilians. So wow, I mean this road, now we're talking. I mean this is, yeah, wow. So people were using bulls as the engine of pulling carts and plowing fields and transportation. So it's the Hämeen, the Bull Road. A lot of bulls were pulling carts on this road. We should ask reparations from Sweden for that 600-year tyranny. There would be no problem in that corner, except that I didn't have confidence if it was a bit moist. But now we're talking. This is the road I was looking for, basically. This is exactly what it is. But I'm not complaining about any section of this road so far, so this is like really, really nice. Same thing here, had to kill off a bit of speed. Don't want to test the grip. I'm sure there's plenty of grip I just don't have the confidence to try the limits. Bit the same thing here. Just want to be a little bit more careful on those. And as the situation that its temperature is pretty cool. If it was like 25 degrees, then the tires would be much warmer. There would be like more grip definitely, just because of that reason. But nice road. They're growing some, it's like a nursery. I mean, this road should be like world famous. Should be. Even in Finland, I don't hear like much anything about this road. And god damn, this is so nice. Yeah, you can lean over a bit, but this seems a bit moist. So that could be the tractors coming from the fields. They've brought some, yeah, there it is. That was like a new asphalt, so it's a tar that's been picked up on the tires from that piece of new asphalt. Oh wow, hey look, motorcycles, the whole crew. Great, wow. Apparently it might be that it's just me. I haven't heard anything about this road, but probably this is one of the, maybe a popular riding road. That wouldn't surprise me that actually everybody knows about this road except me. But anyway. This is something, since I'm from Turku, just from the beginning or the end of this, and it starts there, and sort of like in the genes, everybody knows this road. It's Hämeenlinna. It starts there. It's like part of the sort of the part of the thing, and I've never had a chance to sort of explore this. Wanted to do that. It's a nice, it's a long straight stretch now. bumps on the road there. I'm not like blasting down this road because just nice smooth riding speed. Warning about bumps. Yeah. That's the thing with this suspension of the bike. So, as I said before, bumps are not like scary. The bike just handles them. Lowered Chevy. Wow, yeah. Now we're getting back into that. That's nice. Haven't seen any moose. Well, I hope I won't. Stuff. There's another Chevy, step side. With the fuel prices, what they are, gotta be like a really enthusiast to be driving a Chevy pickup. Okay, it's turning. Härkätie. Okay, good. That's what we wanna follow. Navigator gave the same information, gotta turn. I just wasn't following it like all the time, so that's fine. Yeah, now we're going. The road got even a little bit smaller. There's probably not even that much traffic there. Winding. This is nice. This is somewhere in the mountain regions or someplace where there would be a road like this. Wow. have no idea where the road turns to, so wow. I mean, I'm just speechless about this road. Wow. I mean, how good is this? It's just beautiful. Oh my god. Incredible. I like it. The weather's like getting better. Get some sunshine. Bumps. Wow, that was fun. And then, okay, Hämeenlinna. The bull sign continues. I don't have anything on the navigator anymore. But it continues straight, so let's go there. It says a museum road for the next 11 kilometers. Hämeenlinna.
I'm just gonna check in the navigator.
Okay, so we're off again after recalibrating the what? Oh shit. I didn't want to have this. Shit. I wanted to have a paved road. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this anyway now for the 11 kilometers. I didn't want to get stones and rocks hitting on the fairing, like freshly painted fairing and so on. But we're gonna do this calmly and enjoy the scenery. There's really I'm sure an old piece of road. It's a museum road, and see like, do we have any old buildings or anything like that on this road? Yeah, this would be really nice if it was paved. I wouldn't mind, I mean, from the historical point of view. I mean, the whole road is historic and so on, so I don't mind if they had done it to this beach as well, but oh well. I've done 236 kilometers, 236, and I got half tank of gas left, according to the gauge. There's a lot of firewood there. There's a lot of firewood. I mean, the electricity costs what they are, like 20 times higher than what they used to be a few months ago. everyone who's able to make some firewood and burn wood to heat up their homes is absolutely doing it, especially in the countryside. We're like going back 100 years. Civilization. I'm not complaining. This road is like actually pretty good, pretty nice. It's it has this hard salt surface, and these woods. I mean, this is like some natural park or something, because these trees, these woods are looking pretty old. The forests in Finland are like mainly normally like industrial forests, so people grow them in order to cut them down eventually. So they're treated, they only grow certain species of trees, and just normally either pine or spruce, typically pine. But those forests were like mixed, and typically that kind of thing you see only in some natural nature parks. Now, I'm not saying that you don't see that anywhere else, but it just is more common that way. Definitely didn't want to take this bike down a dirt road. But now we're really nice. We're nice boys now. Just going very, very, very slowly. I don't want to pick up stones and get them hit hard on any fairing or anything, so just going very slowly. There's been a forestry machine there on the right side, has been cutting down logs. But there's some panels with some text information about that forest there, so maybe it is some kind of a nature park. Yeah, this is tiring to be riding like this. Okay, there was an old stone pillar right there. That indicates the distance. So it says that you have 70 kilometers to Hämeenlinna and 80 kilometers to Turku or something like that. And this road, look at this. These pillars for these railings, stone pillars like that. This is definitely the old road. Well, I wonder when the pavement started coming like into the other roads. This is not paved, and this is the original road, so probably somewhere in the 60s in Finland, 60s, 70s, the road started to be paved. Like I said, Finland is a poor country, so like even now, when we go abroad, the pavements are so much better condition than what they are, like anywhere, than what maybe in the East European countries. You can still find some poor pavements there, but they're catching up really, really fast. And, they're constructing like new highways at an like incredible pace. And here because the government is so out of money. They're just reducing the funds from new paving and new road construction. They don't have money to keep up even the old roads. So, well, this is the road I wanted to go on, and here we are. It is what it is. I could have there was opportunity there before this gravel road started to get onto the bigger road, the highway, and it's like going right besides this one. So far there hasn't been any way to get there. I don't want even to go there, but like now, if somebody else would want to do a bike trip on this road, you don't necessarily have to go through this piece.